The crisis on the border is a manufactured crisis. And we are not interested in participating in this political theater.
Democrats like Gavin Newsom slamming Trump for deploying troops to the border, even calling it an absolute stunt. But what about what he's getting done for veterans? Even a New York Times op-ed had to admit, quote, Donald Trump is getting it right on veterans' care. Earlier this week, Laura and I spoke to someone who knows a thing or two about caring for the veterans community. Watch.
I just want to join everybody in saying thank you.
Obviously, I got to do a lot more to catch up to Gary Sinise. You the man.
Thank you, Gary. From one grateful American to another.
A remarkable video, and it went on, for actor Gary Sinise to thank him for the work he's done to help our nation's veterans.
The video's release coincides with the publication of Gary's new memoir, Grateful American, which chronicles his life, acting career, and work with the Gary Sinise Foundation. Joining us now is Gary Sinise. Thank you for being here, Gary.
Thank you, Gary. Well, it's good. It's great to see you. It's been a while, my friend.
A while, yeah.
Wow, what was your reaction when you saw that video? We cut it down just for the time of the segment, but it went on and on.
No, I was stunned. They completely and totally surprised me with it. I'm on this book tour now. I'm going around the country and doing interviews and that kind of thing and promoting. So my head is just got to get here, got to get there. And they made me sit down and I said, "What's going on?" And they turned that on, and I was just I was overwhelmed and shocked.
We're going to get to the end. There's a moment in the end of your book, which I want to touch on, but for people who aren't aware of all that you've done, and I can't imagine there are many, tell us again what got you going. Because I heard over in the makeup room earlier, why aren't there more Garys out there in Hollywood? Why aren't there more Garys in the entertainment industry? And they're great people and they give a lot of money. I understand that. But what made you this force in the military community?
I just felt called to do it at a certain point. I have veterans in my family, so, you know, great respect there. And in my wife's family as well, Vietnam veterans and her family. I got involved with Vietnam veterans back in the 80s. I started supporting them. I played the part of Lieutenant Dan in Forrest Gump, and that started me working with our wounded. And then, you know, after September 11th, I was hit with that, and my heart was broken, and I saw us deploying to Iraq and Afghanistan, our people getting hurt and getting killed, and the families struggling and everything. I just raised my hand and wanted to do something to help my country and to help those who were defending our country, and so I just started, and it's just snowballed into a huge mission.
Gary, the Gary Sinise Foundation has really expanded over the last few years. Started in 2011. This Snowball Express, which we covered at the end of last year, it was an incredible thing. I mean, Laura saw it. I was there. Give me a sense of why did you expand this mission, not only to the veterans, but to their families as well? And what are they telling you as a result of those experiences?
Well, before I started my foundation, I was raising my hand in a lot of different areas. I raised my hand for the USO and started entertaining troops. I started supporting various military charities operating in different spaces, and one of those charities was this Snowball Express. And it was focused on the Gold Star children. And so I started supporting them, and we eventually made a deal with Disney World to take the kids down there, and we folded Snowball into Gary Sinise Foundation as a program, and we took the kids to Disney World this year.
You have gone through great lengths to help those who come home and are impaired and can't take care of themselves. Tell us about these smart homes that I've seen you present all over the country. What are they? How'd you get into this?
Yeah, these are for our wounded veterans. Years ago, I met the first surviving quadruple amputee. His name's Brendan Morocco. Yeah. He was blown up. He lost his arms and legs. And we ended up raising money to build a house for him. I did a concert for him in Staten Island. That's how I got into the home building projects. Now we've done upwards. I've been involved with over 70 of these houses. My foundation just gave another one away a couple of weeks ago. And, you know, we have a lot of very severely wounded service members. They have special needs. We provide these smart technology houses for them that offer them a chance to be more independent within their home, because the home is designed specifically for them. And by doing that, it gives their family more independence because they don't have to take care of them as much. So we're doing that at the Gary Sinise Foundation constantly. I write about that in Grateful American. So many of the great people that I've met and that we've served.
These stories aren't shared and told enough. Stories like these that are in this book. And I don't know, this could be in some ways required reading in high school for young people to see what it takes to go to war and the sacrifices that are required of individuals when they come home still. And I think we don't think about that. I want to just real quick, I want to ask you about the last part of your book. You wrote about why you're still doing this all these years later. I mean, you got to ask a lot of people for a lot of money, a lot. I mean, asking people for money, people like to give money, but even rich people, they want to give up their money, right? So you're doing that a lot. So why are you still on the mission, real quick?
Because there's people that are in need out there. It's we're still at war. We still have people getting hurt, and we still lose them, and we still have Gold Star families each year that we have to take care of. We have a lot of wounded still.
And you talked about the fragility of life, and you've experienced it in your own family. Your brother-in-law struggled with cancer. Your family struggled with cancer. You've gone through a lot, and you are going through a lot, yet you keep giving. That's tough to do. That's a Mother Teresa thing, give until it hurts.
I've seen a lot of need out there, but I've also seen the joy of just showing up and what that can bring, and I just try to show up and point people in the right direction to help these folks.
And humility is also one of your great strengths. Gary Sinise, thank you so much for being here. Congrats on this book. It should be required reading. Grateful American here on the Ingram Angle. Gary, thanks so much.
Thank you.
Great to see you, man.
We're grateful.